he wanted to go back to his roots, and now he's sticking with them. Raphael, he's like the pad guy. He keeps it going.
Mike Tyson just reminded the world why he's a legend. With speed like this, Jake Paul might be in serious trouble. Tyson's comeback is a big deal for fans, giving them the chance to see him leave the sport on a high note and bringing admiration for him back across generations.
To the ring, all of us, like we said, who grew up loving this man, watching him perform, didn't really like the way he went out, have an opportunity to write history, have an opportunity for one of our greatest childhood heroes to go out like the champion and a hero that he is. Two generations clashing, two cultures clashing, New York versus Ohio. It's an incredible, incredible night.
The fight is seen as a clash between generations and styles, with Mike Tyson representing old school boxing's tough mindset and Jake Paul symbolizing the social media driven modern era. This matchup mixes tradition with the new, connecting with fans who see Tyson as a legend.
Let me tell you, Spencer, it's more than a boxing match. If I'm honest, it's a cultural clash. This is also a culture of generations. There's an old school boxing mind that Mike Tyson brings to the ring. That vicious, that animalistic desire to win. Coming from the humble background, you know, I'm coming here representing Hell's Kitchen, New York, stand up. Mike Tyson is bringing that energy to the ring.
Tyson looks sharp and determined, motivated by his legacy to avoid losing to a younger, social media-driven opponent. His movements reflect classic fighting techniques.
I was worried about what I was going to see, and what I'm seeing here is a sharp-looking Mike Tyson. You know, this guy has an ego as well, you know. This is all about Mike Tyson's legacy, not wanting to lose to a YouTuber. And that's basically what he's saying and what it is.
Mike Tyson jokes that his nieces love to tease him, but after seeing him in the ring, they might think twice before giving him attitude again. It's a lighthearted moment showing Tyson's playful side as both a fighter and family man.
You know, I don't say take me for granted because they talk a lot of mess to me that nobody else would. So when I had to fight, they're going to realize they better watch it next time they talk crap to me.
You want to say it to your kids right now on the camera?
I love you very much. I can't wait till you come out.
DeAndre Savage weighed in on the upcoming fight, recognizing Mike Tyson's legendary status but noting the considerable age gap. While he expressed hope that Tyson wins, Savage admitted he doesn't believe it will happen, citing the effects of age. He also suggested that the fight is more about Tyson securing a lucrative payday than a truly competitive match, and doesn't expect it to meet the hype surrounding it.
I know, Mike is Mike, but you know what I'm saying? The age. It's the age difference, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hope Mike win. You know, I do hope Mike win, though. I do hope Mike win. But I don't think so. I think the age, you know, I think it's just a payday. I think it's a big payday, you know. I don't think it's gonna be the fight everybody expecting it to be.
Tyron Woodley speaks boldly about Mike Tyson taking on Jake Paul, asserting that Tyson, with his legendary experience, doesn't need any advice. Tyron is fired up to see Tyson back, confident that he's primed and ready to bring serious intensity to the fight.
Hey, you know, Mike Tyson, I don't really got to tell him much, you know what I mean? He's fought guys that's been in the game a lot longer. I'm just excited to see him back, and it seems like he's ready to get after it. It's scary. Like, I wouldn't even want to hold the pass for him.
Jeff Fenech commented that the outcome of the fight depends on Mike Tyson's preparation and mindset. He dismissed Jake Paul's claim that the longer the fight goes, the more money Tyson will make, advising Tyson to focus on knocking Paul out rather than the financial aspect. Fenech believes that if Tyson is fully focused, the fight could end in 2 rounds, possibly even the first, as he's confident a clean punch from Tyson would finish the fight immediately.
Yeah, depending on obviously Mike and what he's prepared to do, because I have heard a lot of times that Jake Paul was saying that the longer it goes, the more money Mike's going to get. I mean, listen, forget about the money for Mike. Don't worry about getting 5 or 10 million more. Just knock him out and get the victory and prove to everybody, you know, what you said you could do. And that's what I hope Mike does. And if he does that, I think that it would be over within 2 rounds. I think it could be over in the first round. I think as soon as Mike hits him with a clean punch, the fight will be over.
Joe Rogan shared that it would be disappointing to see Jake Paul take down Mike Tyson. However, Rogan pointed out that Tyson's immense skill and experience, even at 58, make him a serious threat. He believes that if Tyson taps into his trademark aggression and gets in close, he could deliver a game-changing punch, potentially ending the fight in an instant.
I really hope he doesn't knock Mike Tyson out.
To me,
I'll just be real bummed out to see Mike get KO'd
right,
at 58 years
at
old.
60, basically.
Like, what other sport would we let a 58-year-old man compete other than golf?
Right.
Yeah, but
You know what I'm saying? Like, why are
Right.
we letting this happen?
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but he's made for it, man. Like, he's made for
Mike
it.
is?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Listen,
what he is.
Dude, he's perfectly capable of knocking him out.
He is perfectly capable. If he zigs when he should have zagged, if Mike can close the distance in a way that he doesn't expect, and Mike also has layers upon layers of attacks that are in his mind. He's forgotten more about
That's what I'm
boxing than
saying.
Jake Paul has ever remembered.
Tyson Fury highlights the game-changing impact of YouTuber boxing, saying it's transformed the sport. He marvels at how anyone, regardless of background, can now step into the ring, put on a show, and make serious money, something unheard of a decade ago. Fury finds it incredible that boxing can now offer new opportunities for people to earn, support their families, and be part of a thrilling spectacle.
So I think the YouTuber boxing has brought a lot to the game. It's changed it, it's evolved it over the years. I saw two guys like 55 years old, £500 each the other day, fighting and making money, made like 400 or 500 grand each. That is unbelievable. 10 years ago that would never happen, never. Now, anybody from any background can go in a fight with somebody and make dough. Pay the bills, provide for the family.
Andre Ward expresses admiration for Tyson's iconic movements, like his head and body work, which remain impressive even at 58. However, Ward raises concerns about Tyson's ability to handle punches at his age, particularly the powerful right hands from Jake Paul. Although Tyson's offensive skills and power still seem intact, Ward questions if Tyson's reflexes are sharp enough to dodge Paul's punches, especially as defensive reflexes are often the first to diminish with age.
So this is no different. Mike got me believing that he get ready to turn back the clock and take care of business on Friday.
I feel the same way,
man. So listen, I'm a bit nervous because I can't, I'm not gonna forget about the age, even though he's feeling good. And Jake Paul, if he can do nothing else, he can hit. But that's still Mike Tyson though.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel the body movement, the head movement, the body shots that Mike is going to deliver. Like, I just don't, Jake hasn't fought someone, even though Mike is this old, I still don't feel like he's fought someone this fast and this skilled. Obviously Mike was the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
Ward shares his prediction for the fight, leaning towards Mike Tyson due to his legendary power and experience. He believes Tyson will have an advantage early on, as his power and aggression could dominate initially. However, Ward cautions that as the fight progresses, Jake Paul's youth and endurance may start to shift the momentum in Paul's favor. He also points out that Paul isn't aiming to win by decision. He's focused on knocking Tyson out, adding an intense layer of excitement and risk to the fight.
It's just different. Dre, I'm not gonna let you get out of here without giving me a prediction. Before you do, I just want to give a big shout out to Jake Paul too. I think obviously we talked a lot about Mike, but I love what Jake's been able to do in this space. Hate him or love him, this guy draws eyeballs and he's taking this boxing shit serious and he's showing he continues to get better. So before we get out of here, give me your prediction.
I'm gonna say this real quick before the prediction. I second what you say, about Jake Paul, because people get mad at him, but you can't hate what he's doing. Right?
He's working, man.
He was in a whole other industry, and he brought his fan base over here. I respect that. Number two, he's around real boxing people. I know the people that's in his camp.
Tyson reveals he's tougher than he ever imagined. When he first agreed to the fight, he thought, what the hell am I doing? But he pushed through every grueling moment, finishing the hard work with no regrets, ready to take on anything.
There's a quote that you have said, God lets everything happen for a reason. It's all a learning process. From the moment you started getting into camp for this fight, what have you learned about yourself so far?
That I'm tougher than I believe I was. Because actually, when I agreed to this fight and I started training, I said, what the f*** am I thinking?
Tyson's comeback holds deep significance for fans, offering a chance to see him leave the sport on a triumphant note and rekindling admiration across generations.
All of us, like we said, who grew up loving this man, watching him perform, didn't really like the way he went out, have an opportunity to write history, have an opportunity childhood heroes to go out like the champion and a hero that he is. Two generations clashing, two cultures clashing. New York versus Ohio. It's an incredible, incredible night where really you can't overestimate what it means to people, young and old.
Mike Perry shared his perspective on Tyson's sharpness in recent training, comparing the legendary fighter's comeback to other veteran boxers who haven't performed as well in the ring. Perry remarked that Mike Tyson appears mentally and physically prepared to face the problem child and shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon.
What do you think about that?
I think so. I've seen some things that Mike Tyson has been saying on video, and he seems really sharp mentally. Seems like Mike Tyson is just, you know, he hasn't skipped a beat and getting back in the ring and fighting. You know, I always think about the Evander Holyfield versus Vitor Belfort. Now, you know, we saw what happened there. Vitor just destroyed Holyfield. It was unfortunate.
Tyron Woodley discusses the upcoming fight, saying he wants both fighters to succeed and hopes they get paid and make money from the event. He expresses no strong preference for one over the other.
Man, I'm gonna watch. If we go see Friday, I ain't gotta guess.
Tyson Fury dives into the hype, calling Jake Paul's events fantastic and throwing a playful jab at critics, hinting that they're probably just a bit envious, especially if they're not cashing in on the action. Though he's not personally involved, Fury's admiration is clear. He's in awe of the sheer scale of these events. He respects Mike Tyson for still delivering at his age and gives props to Jake for turning boxing into a must-watch spectacle, drawing in fans like never before.
Anyone who don't think it's a fantastic event is jealous. Mainly people who ain't getting paid from it will be jealous, obviously, because it's not them. So they'll be probably speaking bad about it, but obviously I'm not involved in it, I'm not getting paid from it, but I can see a massive event on a large scale when I see it, and I can appreciate that. I appreciate Mike performing at his age, and I appreciate Jake performing and bringing so many eyeballs to boxing.
Fernando Vargas stated that Mike Tyson's one-hitter-quitter power is the last thing to fade with age. He emphasized that while speed and agility may diminish, Tyson's knockout ability remains intact. Vargas pointed out that if Tyson lands even one solid punch, Jake Paul will be in uncharted territory, having never faced that kind of power before.
All Mike has to do is touch him one time. And Mike Tyson has that one-hitter-quitter power. That's the last thing that goes. Like I said, your speed will go, your agility will go. You know, the way you throw punches might be a little bit slower. But when you got that one-hitter-quitter power, it evens everything out. But that power stays there for life. So all Mike has to do is touch him one time. And then he's never been hit with anything like that in his life. That's all I gotta say about that.
True Jordy discusses Jake Paul's likely strategy against Mike Tyson, suggesting Jake will focus on letting Tyson expend his energy early on, capitalizing on Tyson's age-related stamina limitations to gain an advantage as the rounds progress.
And it is a shame, right? Because I know people are saying if Mike lands one punch, it's all over for Jake Paul. I mean, that would be it would be amazing.
Eddie Hearn, who holds boxing's traditions in high regard, has some reservations about Tyson's return at 58. While he acknowledges the potential for significant revenue, he prioritizes the sport's integrity over profit and is concerned about the impact on boxing's reputation.
A lot of people ask my opinion, and sometimes it gets me not into trouble, but obviously it can ruffle the feathers of the MVP guys. I'm not looking to go out and talk about Jake Paul against Mike Tyson. I just get asked about it in every interview. And I've always been straight with people. I've always been honest. I'm not going to brown those people. I'm not calling for this fight to be banned. All I'm saying is it's not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up around boxing since I was 7 years old. Mike Tyson was probably one of my greatest heroes in sport. I just don't want to see him in the ring again at 58.
Teddy Atlas mentions that if Tyson enters the fight with serious intent, he could be a formidable opponent in the first 2 rounds due to his retained speed and power.
But if it's real, we're going to trust, let's say it's real. I don't know how we would know that, but say it's real. If it is, and they're going to legitimately go at it, for the first 2 rounds, Tyson's dangerous. Are you kidding me? He's dangerous. I mean, boy, give him all the credit in the world that he respected the sport enough to go learn it, and he took his vision to boxing from the YouTube platform, and he took it to this, and he made it a reality. God bless him.
Jim Lampley discusses the anticipated drama, pondering whether Jake Paul might knock out Tyson, or if Tyson will rely on his experience to outlast Paul. He expresses hope that Tyson emerges financially successful and, most importantly, unscathed, given the risks posed by his age.
Almost 58 years old, going into the ring. I don't care who the opponent is. The opponent could be a figure skater. He's still taking a chance. And so I think that Mike is taking a chance with this, because Jake Paul will train. Jake Paul will lift weights. Jake Paul will get himself into shape to do the best that he can possibly do and try to land one big shot and separate Mike from his senses.
Lampley comments on the skill gap between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, noting that while Paul has youth on his side, he lacks Tyson's refined boxing abilities. He describes the fight as more of a spectacle than a legitimate competition, given Tyson's age and Paul's limited experience.
But he's still a far piece removed from understanding boxing and having the kind of refined skills that Mike had at his peak. Again, the question is, how much of Mike do you get to see when he's 57 years old? I mean, again, I love him. I'm rooting for him. I'm not going to make the buy. It's not an event that I want to see. It's too much of a distortion. It's not competition. It's a freak show.
Sam Jones strongly opposes Tyson's participation, especially considering his age. While he doesn't think the fight should proceed, he admits fans will still be intrigued to see if Tyson can deliver a memorable performance. Jones notes that Tyson's peak is far behind him and questions whether fans should expect him to be competitive now.
The Mike Tyson fight, everyone can say, oh yeah, it's wrong, which it is. I don't agree with this. I think it's bang out of order, to be honest with you. He's a 60-year-old man. It shouldn't be happening. But the bottom line is, we're all hypocrites if we say we're not going to watch it or be intrigued to see what happens, because we will be thinking inside ourselves, right? The boxing fans, right, will be thinking, come on, Mike, have you got 1 or 2 rounds left in you? Have you got one left in? Have you got one good round left in the tank? But the reality is, Mike Tyson was finished 30 years ago against I can't remember Kevin McBride. He retired, didn't he, on his stool, and he was finished then.
Jones believes Jake Paul is capable, but argues that a victory over Tyson would hold little weight, as Tyson's prime years are long gone. He suggests Jake should face other fighters like Tommy Fury or Darren Till to prove himself against younger talent instead of pursuing aging opponents.
So Jake Paul has been, yes, he's not very good, but he can punch a little bit, and he's been training. Do you know what I mean? He's been training. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see what's going to happen. But if Mike Tyson did win, then you would get the geezers in the gym saying, "Right, he's ready for AJ. We'll knock AJ out. He'll knock Fury out." Like Mike Tyson, like I don't know.
Aries Spears is rooting for Mike Tyson, acknowledging that while Jake has youth and strength, Tyson's experience is unparalleled. Even at 58, Tyson remains powerful, and Spears thinks Jake hasn't yet encountered an opponent of Tyson's caliber.
Come on, man, I'm going with Iron Mike, baby.
I don't know, man. I think I'm going with Jake Paul.
Why would you do that?
30-year age difference.
That don't mean shit.
Oh, yes, it does.
Mike got 30-something years of experience.
True.
He's still got power. Even though he's 58, he's still fucking fast. Jake Paul been fighting YouTubers.
Yeah.
He's a joke. Now he's got young man strength.
Yes.
And he seems like he knows how to work the mitts based on, his time in.
Yeah.
But Mike is a different breed, man.
Russell Crowe hopes the fight transcends the circus-like hype, wishing for a genuine, respectful match where both fighters perform well and stay safe. He acknowledges the unpredictability, recognizing that the fight could either showcase Tyson's enduring power or reveal the limits of age against a younger prime opponent like Jake Paul.
It transcends the sort of circus-type atmosphere that's around it,
Yeah.
That it's a legit fight and they both do well and nobody gets hurt. That's
that
what
would
I'm
be nice,
hoping for.
but it's probably not going to happen. it's probably going to be one of two things. It's either going to be Jake Paul's going to find out that 58-year-old Mike Tyson is still a motherfucker, or we're going to find out that 58-year-old men are 58-year-old men no matter what they look like. And Jake Paul is a 28-year-old athlete in the prime of his life.
Yeah.
You know, it was a real.
I mean, if you just do it to yourself, right? Take
Yeah.
You know, me at 60 versus me at 28.
Right.
Forget about it, man.
Yeah, it's different things.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Got thoughts or questions? Drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And remember to turn on notifications so you're the first to know when new videos go live. Until next time, stay tuned, stay curious, and keep pushing forward.